everyone! So I thought I'd film a May favorites video for you all today, and I'm going to be talking about makeup products, which are both high-end and drugstore products, seeing as that's what you start on when you do your makeup. And the primer is actually what I'm wearing right now, which is my go-to all-time favorite primer. It is the Hangover primer from Too Faced, and it is so moisturizing and it works with oily and dry skin, which is just amazing because I have combination to normal skin and my skin tends to be a lot oilier during the spring and summertime, and this primer helps to control the oil without it looking greasy and looking too shiny, as well as keeping my makeup on for such a long time. Like my makeup, I do it at like 6:30 in the morning before I go to school, and it lasts until 9 o'clock and it doesn't get oily, especially in my T-zone where that's usually where people get oily. That spot isn't oily at all throughout the day, so that's really awesome. I have a few favorites for May for foundation wise, and the first one is my holy grail. I use this when I want to do something super low-key or something very natural yet very full coverage, and that is the Maybelline Matte and Poreless foundation. I'm in the number 322 Warm Honey, and this foundation is actually what I'm wearing right now. I don't know if you guys can see it, but yeah, this is the foundation that I'm wearing right now, and I usually apply it with like a foundation brush, and then I just kind of smooth it out with a beauty sponge or beauty blender, and it helps me on my worst face days and my good face days. And if I want to do something very like light on the skin just to like run errands or go shopping with my mom, I usually just do the whole beauty blender and just pat it out, and that's about it. The next foundation that I'm going to be talking about is actually one that I recently purchased, and I also did a first impression on it. It is Too Faced Born This Way foundation in Honey. This foundation is so full coverage that I don't even need skin tone concealer to conceal spots on my face. It works perfect to cover all of those things. I just need under eye concealer and highlighting concealer. And what I can say about this foundation is that it works for my skin by giving it a kind of dewy look without looking super oily, and it lasts throughout the day, especially with the Too Faced Hangover primer. Because it is the same brand, it's so good and it works really great together. The next foundation that I'm going to be talking about is a kind of combination of, is actually two different shades of the same foundation from the same brand, and that is what I've used before. I've used it before in a video, and it is the LA Girl Pro Coverage foundation in both Sand and Soft Honey. The two foundations put together match my skin tone perfectly, and they provide a full natural coverage to my skin. People think I'm using some kind of MAC foundation when in reality I don't use MAC because they test on animals, but these foundations are so amazing and they work perfectly on days where I have really good skin days. They just look seamless on the skin, and it's just a really good foundation. I would recommend it if you're starting out with makeup to start out with either the Maybelline or the LA Girl Pro Coverage foundations. And last but not least, the Tarte Rainforest of the Sea foundation. It is a water-based foundation in Tan Sand. What I can say about this is that, like I said, my skin is oily, so you would think, why get a water-based foundation? Well, if you know about makeup and you know about your skin and such, even though you have oily skin, I've learned this through a lot of people that have told me and through videos that I've watched on YouTube. And if I'm the first person telling you this, then I'm glad that now you know. And so when you have oily skin, the reason why your skin produces a lot of oil is because you're not hydrating your skin enough. And I've learned that the hard way because I hate using creams. I'm not someone who likes the texture of cream because it leaves a sticky finish on your skin, and so I used to like hate using cream on my skin. My skin would get super oily, and then when I found out that's the reason why my skin was getting oily, I started hydrating my skin a lot more, and the oil actually stopped producing a lot like it used to, and it started producing here and there. But it's really important to just find something that works with your skin, and these foundations that I've talked about work with my skin so well. Next thing that I'm going to be talking about is the concealers that I use. I actually use the same concealers I've been using for months, some of which I've added to my collection, but the same brand. And if you've watched my videos, this makeup video, then you know that I've used the LA Girl Pro-Conceals, which have been my all-time favorite recently. And if I wear any kind of concealer, it's that, which is what I'm wearing right now. I'm using one concealer today because I didn't want to take on too much because I'm not really doing anything besides filming today. What I used today was only the contour concealer, which is the LA Girl Pro-Conceal in Beautiful Bronze, and it is so amazing. I love it so much, and I love all the LA Girl concealers. I use some of my favorite concealers for color correcting: the lavender corrector, the orange corrector, the green corrector. Those are the concealers that I love using to color correct any redness that I have in the face, any dark circles under my eyes, as well as the lavender to correct any yellow which I get in my forehead. Basically, those are the concealers that I use to color correct. And the last one is Almond in the collection. That is the one that I use to kind of cover up any acne that's peeking through before I start contouring, highlighting, and all that stuff. So those are the concealers that I use for any blemish purposes, correcting purposes, contouring purposes. When it comes to highlighting, like under my eyes, my nose, my cupid's bow, my chin, my contour shape up area, I don't know what you call it, it's right above the actual jawline, and my forehead, I use the Instant Age Rewind Eraser from Maybelline. It is one of the concealers that I use almost every time I do my makeup, and what's great about it is that it helps me kind of erase everything right away, and it does an amazing job. I'm like halfway through it already, and I got it like a couple weeks ago. Those are definitely some amazing concealers. I would suggest using them. Even if you're not a beginner at makeup, I would suggest using it because it's so good, and it just is part of a staple in my makeup, I guess you can say. The only eyeliner that I use that I've been using for a very long time was the Maybelline eyeliner pen, and what I realized was that after a while it would feather out and it would not really stay put, and I really wanted to look for an eyeliner that wasn't expensive, that wasn't gonna feather out and was gonna stay locked in basically. And what I found was the L'Oreal Super Slim Liner, and it is such an amazing eyeliner. I would recommend it to anyone who doesn't want to spend a lot of money on eyeliner or only uses the eyeliner. I would say that is the best drugstore eyeliner out there. At least in my opinion, that's what I think and I believe. And what's great about it is that it's a pen. I don't know how to use the whole like gel and all that kind of stuff, so pen is super easy, and I've been using pen liners for years, so I just find it to be the easiest way to do a wing liner. Now, the eyeshadows that I usually use only come from 2 different palettes, but recently I've only used one this whole month, hence why there is only going to be one that I'm going to be talking about for my main favorites, and that is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Modern Renaissance palette. That palette has been something that I've wanted for over a year, since it like was announced that it was actually a thing. I was like, this is the only palette that I want that's a high-end palette, and this is the most amount of money that I've spent on a makeup product, I guess you can say, that wasn't a foundation. And this palette, it has so many beautiful colors, and a lot of the colors I use and that I've always loved and always wanted to use on my eyes. And what I can say about it is that it's super pigmented. It comes with a brush, which is super convenient. If you don't want to take a brush with you, you can just use the brush that it comes with because it works perfectly fine. I know some people don't really like the double-ended brush, but I don't really mind it. It doesn't bother me. I'm super obsessed with it, and I can create so many different looks. If you guys want to see a whole series on this palette, let me know and I can film videos for you, because it is such an amazing palette, and I've gotten so many compliments every time I wear some kind of eyeshadow look from using this palette. And yeah, just let me know. It's such a great palette, and I got it for myself for Christmas. Really, my mom paid for it because my credit card wouldn't work. I don't know why, but it wasn't working. I had to use my mom's credit card, but it was something that I really wanted, and that was the only thing that I wanted for Christmas was this palette, so I'm glad I got it. So for the mascara, I tend to use only 3 different mascaras. The first one that I've used since I was in high school was something that I discovered through watching Carly Bybel on YouTube, and that is the L'Oreal Telescopic Mascara in Carbon Black or Black. And what I love about that is that it lengthens your lashes. I mean, my lashes are pretty long for lashes in general, but what I love about it is that it's so natural, yet it's so buildable. Like, you can make it look super dramatic, and you can also make it super natural where you're just running out to go do groceries or something. And that is something that I've used for about 3 years. In high school, I started wearing makeup around 16 years old, so that's basically what I used. And then during the summer before college, I started using the Maybelline Lash Sensational Mascara, and that mascara has been my holy grail for so long. It is just amazing, and I think that anyone and everyone should have it because it's just an amazing product. It lengthens, it volumizes, and it's perfect, and it works with my lashes so well. I think you guys have seen me use it. I believe I used it in one of my videos. I have to check back, I'm not sure, but definitely recommend that. And the last one is actually what I'm wearing right now and what I've been wearing a few times recently, and that is the Maybelline Big Eyes Mascara. And what I love about it is that it's double-ended, so you're able to get your top lashes and your bottom lashes without any like kind of smudge at the bottom, because that is the worst thing about putting mascara on your lower lashes. It's super annoying to get rid of. And yeah, that's it for my mascara, which is what I'm wearing right now. It suits my skin tone. Maybe you guys have different blushes that you guys like, but this is the only blush that works for my skin. It is the Maybelline Dream Bouncy Blush in number 60 Coffee Cake. That is the only blush that has ever worked with my skin tone, because my skin tone is very strange. Parts of my skin are super dark, super blue tone, super yellow tone, and it kind of just doesn't work. And I've never found a blush until I found the Maybelline blush to ever work for my skin. And when I found this blush, it worked, and I was like, okay, I'm getting it. I wasn't planning on buying any blush because I've never worn blush until I got that, and that was over the summer, and I just love it. I would definitely recommend it if you have skin tone like me, which is more of a yellow purple kind of tone. The highlighter that I use is kind of different. It is the LA Girl Strobing Powder, and the shade that I got that works best for me is actually number 20 Watt, and that is what I'm wearing right now, and it's so amazing. I can't say anything bad about it. It's really just the perfect shade. That is the best highlighter that I've used, like strobing powder that I've used, that kind of just gives me that glistening without looking kind of cakey, kind of crackly. I don't know really how to explain it, but that is something that I really like. Powders meaning setting powder, meaning kind of a finishing powder, and a contouring powder. And what I love is LA Colors I Heart Makeup Contour Palette, and this helps me kind of shape out my contour on my cheeks and my forehead, and I'm obsessed with it. It works so well, and it just blends super seamlessly on the skin. And the next contour palette that I use is the Black Radiance True Complexion Contour Palette in medium to dark. And what I love about it is that it just works so well contour my jawline where I don't look like I have a double chin, because I actually really don't have a double chin. It's just that I have this weird line that gives the illusion of it, which is so annoying. I don't know why I have it. But the next powder that I'm going to be talking about is the Physicians Formula Bronze in Light. And what I love about the bronzer is that it just helps to structure, I'm not wearing it right now, but it helps to structure out the contour of my cheekbones, and it just makes it look super sharp, and I just love it. It's so amazing. As well as the Airspun powder that I use to set everything. As again, I'm not using that today, but it's just amazing. I love it, and it's super easy to use. And the one thing that I have to say about it is that there is a lot of fallout and a lot of dust, but other than that, it's a great powder. It doesn't give flashback, at least not for me. I heard a lot of people have mixed reviews on this, this, but it doesn't give me any flashback when I use my camera, so I can't really say for you if it will, but it definitely doesn't have flashback for me. The next thing is actually Tarte finishing powder. I got that when I got the Tarte Rainforest of the Sea foundation, and it works so well to kind of control those oils like I said before. And throughout the day, if my skin decides to get super oily or I forget to wear my hangover primer, I tend to get oily if I forget, and that just helps control the oil on my skin and kind of just keep everything sealed down. For setting spray, I actually use the L'Oreal Pro Infallible Pro Spray and Set, and I find that this is just really great for setting my makeup and helping it stay together and stay on for such a long time, and I would definitely recommend it for anyone who wants a cheaper option. For lipstick, right now I'm probably shocking a lot of you throughout this whole video because I have brown lipstick on, but I just felt like having brown lips today. I don't know why. But this is actually a lip liner from New York, and it's super matte. I like matte lips more than I do glossy, and my holy grail lipstick that I use probably almost every time I do my makeup, unless I'm doing something like this where I decide to just randomly choose a different color, is the Revlon Matte Liquid Lipstick in Kiss It. It's just an amazing lipstick. It's matte, creamy, it doesn't dry on your lip, and I just think that it's really great, and it's super pigmented, and you don't really need a lot of it to like cover your lips, so that's a plus. So this is it for the video. I hope you all enjoyed it. Make sure to give this video a big thumbs up, and make sure to comment down below your favorite foundation or favorite makeup product if you don't use foundation, as well as tell me if you guys like the whole change of the lip color, because I'm gonna try to film videos with different colors and not just pink lips all the time. And tell me if you guys like this setting. I'm not really sure how I feel about it. And also make sure to follow me on all my social medias. They will be linked down below as well as at the end of this video. And make sure to answer the question from the beginning of the video so that way I can learn more about you. Bye guys!